guys, well the forks and the wheels and bits and pieces are back on the CB750 F2. So let's start off by going through and building the forks up, getting a few bearings in the wheels, getting all the bits and pieces back on the bike, and starting her up and tuning her up ready to hit the road. Hi guys, well it's time to get these fork legs back on the motorbike. I've just gone through, painted the lower legs. Really the only thing I'm replacing is the double seal, which I got from the local bearing supplier. Dust seals okay, and the bushes are okay, so let's get these forks back together. Okie dokie, well the first thing I'm going to do is just check the condition of that. It is a little bit rough there. I'll just give that a little bit rough. Okay. If you feel any rough spots, just go over with a bit of 1200 wet and dry. Okay, that feels good. I'm going to take this lower bush off. Just spread that a little bit, and I've found, apart from cleaning it, but you want to close that gap up. You want to close that gap up. If that spreads apart, you'll have difficulty getting it into the lower leg. So I'm just going to gently, very gently press that in until that gap closes up a bit, and then just bring it back over here gently, and that's snapped together fairly close now. So a bit of, I'll just put a bit of CRC on it, on that bush. Now the next thing we're going to do is get this into the tube with the spring on it. Spring goes on here, then into the tube. Yeah, into the tube, that's right. Thinking ahead of myself here. So that goes into the tube. And down, out the other side. Then this goes on. Put that on here, and this will screw. This all screws in to the bottom of the leg with this screw. This screw will go into here. Now we get the bottom leg on, which this bush fits into that bottom leg. That's going to slide all the way down, supporting the rod. So just bring that up and just gently turn that on, and that'll go in. Sometimes if you've got that bush spread apart, you'll have difficulty getting that bush in. You may damage it. So now I'll get that in there. Screw this in. Okay, just tighten that screw up. Yep, it's tight. Okay, so the next thing, our spring goes in. And flat washer goes in. It's nice and flat on top. Okay. Next we got our bush. Bit of oil on that too, so that goes in. I knew my bent MT09 forks would come in handy one day. Okay, that's the bush down. We've got the washer on top, and then the seal. Put a bit of grease on this seal. Okay. So seal on. And down. And then lock the seal in. Yep. Then the spring washer goes in. That springs nicely into place. Okay. And the dust seal. That's it. Tube goes in. And we put our oil in. Now, there's 250 ml. Pour that in. Just work it up and down to get it through the lower part of the fork. Okay, put another 200 ml in. It says 472 for the oil and a measurement of 137 millimetre. Should be from the top of here. But, yeah, I'm putting 450 in. I'm getting 120. Yeah, a little bit more. Just a little bit more oil in there. Yeah, that's it. Just touching the bottom of that. So that's the same on both legs. Tube goes in. Tube up. And then the goes on. Another. Okay, it's ready to go back on the bike. Fork leg is going back on the bike. Just make that same as the other one, just showing through. This bottom pinch bolt gets tension to 50 Newton meters. Okay, it's in done. Do the top one, 23. Newton meters. And the fork cap bolt, that gets tension to 37 Newton meters. That's it. Okay, just going to press the bearing in. It's a 6004 bearing. I'm using the old bearing as a spacer. And press that bearing in. Okay, as far as we need to go. Same on the other side. Well, finally my chrome carburetor caps or tops, they came in. Glad to get them in. They've been waiting a month for them. So these are now ready to go onto the motor. But we've got to get the manifolds on first. And in between the manifolds and the engine, we have these plates. Now, these plates have got 2 lugs and 1 lug on them. The 2 lug plate, it goes to cylinders 1 and 2. The 1 plug plate goes to cylinders 3 and 4. So yeah, let's get these onto the motor, get it stitched up, and hopefully get it going this week. Well, before I put the carbies on, I'm just getting the manifolds out, and I had these soaking in the solution of essential oil and Xylene, and just a day for each manifold actually. But they've come out really good, you know. Saved them. They were rock hard when I put them in. And look at them now, beautiful and soft. So they should go on the carbies nice and easy. Quite happy with it. Okay, all O-rings have been replaced. Each manifold is got a number cast into it, so makes for easier identification. Bit of grease on there, threads. Makes it easy for the next guy to get them off. Okay, manifold. All the 4 manifolds are on. Just getting this ready to get the carbies in, so I'm just giving them a little spray with some silicone spray. And these slot lined in. Right, that's them on. How easy was that? So yeah, soak your manifolds in essential oil, bit of silicone spray, popped in. That's them ready to go. Now get this end up. This may be more difficult. Okay, I've just connected my little fuel tank to the carbies, and yeah, just at the moment checking for any leaks that might be on there. All looks good on this side. Yeah, it all looks right. Let's give it a go. Ignition on, choke fully on. Yep, they're working nicely. Let's give it a go. Well, that was all right. That was okay. Yeah, she started up all right, so timing all that's good. I just need to go through the carbies now and yeah, just check, make sure I'm getting oil up there. The oil light's going off, so it should be all right. But yeah, just go through and check these carbies out for tune-up. I just started going through the tune-up and haven't touched the carby since we synchronised them manually on the bench with the ball bearings. I've only got a 2-gauge vacuum gauge, but there's number 1 and 2. Absolutely spot on. No need to touch it. So I'll go across 2 and 3 and then 3 and 4 and just let it all come out around about this figure. Hi guys, well you never stop learning, do you? And to be honest, over the last few days I've had a bit of a challenging time with the carbies on the bike. I did get the bike started and running on the initial carby setup I had, but looking at my colour tune, the glass spark plug, it was very rich and it was spluttering a bit. So I pulled the carbies back out and I ended up buying 4 new number 35 pilot jets, put them in, and I think what threw me was I had my mixture screw settings at 1.5 turns. Now to adjust these mixture screws, I'll give you a shot in a minute. It's a nightmare. The Honda has got a special tool for it. I actually bought this tool. I got it from MX store. But to be honest, it was about that long, that much longer. And there's no way that is going to fit underneath these carbies with all these pipes and everything in the way. So I cut it down as much as I possibly could to get this turning, and I was able to adjust mainly the middle two. For the outside two, I made this little mini screwdriver up to get at the outside too. And yeah, just sort of when it was at 1.5 turns, the problem I had, and I'm sure a lot of more experienced guys would know this, that you know, it was just wanting to rev up all the time. I'd just hit the throttle a bit and she'd go and rev off scale, you know. And like when I had the original pilot jets in, it was very spluttery, so it was very rich. So yeah, it did have a bit of a confusing time, to be honest. I checked spark plugs and I checked coils and things like that, but eventually I got back into it. Like, I'm getting pretty good at getting these carbies in and out now. So I wound my screws out to 2.5 turns, and everything started to become more sensible, you know. And yeah, I've synchronized them up, and I've checked the color tune, and it's running a lot leaner than what it was, you know. It was very rich before, so yeah, she's all pretty well close, very close now. Well, it's ready to go, really. It's running quite done it quite nice there now, you know. I'm quite happy with it. You know, she's stopping nice and sharply. Another thing I noticed too is once you synchronise it with the vacuum gauges, like that's off 1 and 2 at the moment. You can see they're pretty good. I went across 1 and 2, and went across 3 and 4, and then I went across 2 and 3. I've only got 2 gauges because most of my bikes are twin bikes, you know. So yeah, pretty happy with this. I haven't got the air boxes on. Which again, it's another nightmare on the CB750. I'll get these back on again, and yeah, ready to really ready to get the painting done and get the tanks back on and get her on the road. So yeah, I'll just give you a shot of underneath the carbons with these sort of tools I've made, which where you can, once you've got the carbies in, you probably do want to fine tune your mixture screws, so you're going to need something to do it, you know, like, okay, you could go 2.5 turns out, depending on how clean your carbies are, you might be all okay, but if you want to tweak it a little bit, you're going to need something like this. Okay guys, I hope you can see this, but you can see the 4 mixture screws along here, one there, one in there, right across the bike. But I made up this small screwdriver to get into this one here to adjust the outside ones, and for the inside ones I was using this, let's get a bit more comfortable, using this screw here to get on to the mixture screw and sort of adjust it with by turning the handle, you know. It is quite awkward, but see that you can, once you're on there, you can adjust it, you know, to where you want it, and you know, getting into the middle of the bike is in like that, you know, and you can get on and you can adjust them, but it's got to be pretty short down in here for this little screwdriver to turn, you know. But yeah, there's no way you can do it with the screwdriver. So yeah, that was one of the problems I had to come over, but yeah, it's all okay now.